Sup guys, Ryu here for the Yugioh Council. Welcome to Coffee Time, your Monday morning discussion video released in the evening because I do crazy shit in the day. Before this video gets started, small little channel update. I've been mentioning it, but I need to go a little more in depth with it. I'm not going to say how it was sustained, but I do need to talk about it, so if you don't care about it, skip ahead. I have to basically record things a couple days in advance, which means deck profile's a little bit harder to record right now because I'm on so much rest. I have a spinal cord injury. It's not like anything that is too threatening. It's just affecting the way I walk and the way I sit. And, a lot of pain. Let's put it that way. So I'm trying to slow down the videos of when I record to once or twice a week per channel. And I'm just bulk recording everything I possibly can. So if things come out a little bit wonky and a little bit off detail, that's pretty much why. So I'm actually filming this. This is probably the earliest coffee time I've actually recorded days ahead because of everything that's happening this month. So let's talk about the Dark Illusion and its TCG exclusives. And this is something that I know most of you are probably going, Ryu, calm the fuck down. We just got 3 days for Shining Victories for most of us. Not a lot of us like you and had fucking Shining Victories on Wednesday, you douche. That's probably what you're thinking. I know it because I have ESP. All seriousness, the reason I'm talking about Dark Illusion right now is because there are a few things that got a little details on Yu-Gi-Oh! Edition Singapore I didn't get a chance to talk about. And it was a little snippet of info, and I really want to just go into it. And there's a few things I want to talk about the set anyway, and it's kind of a follow-up to last week. I like the idea of follow-up coffee times, like a spiritual follow-up. Not a complete follow-up. I don't want to botchamania this shit. But I probably will, but at the same time, I just kind of want to talk about it. And there's a lot to talk about from the Dark Illusions. The possible ever-shifting meta that we'll get from it if we do, and there actually is a reason that we could. And what the hell, Konami, are Spiral? S-P-Y-R-A-L. I'm going to read this to you and why we have to talk about this. Spiral sneaks into the fray, a secret organization using super spies and high-tech devices to control the field. What does Spiral stand for? Don't ask, it's a secret. Well, I'm kind of going to go with something that has to do with spy and R-A-L. Ral, Spiral. I don't know. It kind of sounds like Spiral the Dragon. I'm guessing that it's pretty much. I made the joke on one shot. I'm guessing that this is our 007 kind of archetype. And then, of course, we know Tradmids. They're a little bit weaker without a chicken game. That's just the truth. But this is where things get really interesting. I'm going to read the snippet to you guys. Journey to the center of the earth and discover colossal giants made of living rock who use their gigantic stats and awesome effects in a never-ending war against Shambhala, the hidden city of mysteries. Now, if you follow me on RyuAvalonGaming and watch me through Dark Souls 2, you'll actually get this reference about, say, in the DLC, there's actually something called the Hidden City. I think it's Shulvin City, and I'm kind of feeling right now Konami's kind of taking that and Shadow of the Colossus, because Shadow of the Colossus is a fantastic, hidden gem of a game. And they're kind of, putting it into an archetype. It's a rock archetype, I'm pretty sure, because Earth and living rock. If you're going to use something living rock, I'm assuming rock. Which is kind of dumb, because Tradmids, maybe they're supposed to meant to, click together. I don't really know. But I'm interested, because it sounds really cool. And this is going to be the primary focus of the video, is the Spiral and the, I don't know what to call these guys. The colossal giants that fight in Shambhala, the Hidden City Mysteries. Well, that pretty much gives us a field spell card. And these are two TCG exclusive archetypes, because it's quoted as being its own thing, and then there's meta flows. So maybe we'll get a change of things. And of course, Dark Magician comes in there. No one cares about Dark Magician. I kid. Yeah, someone's gonna hate me for saying it. The Dark Magician stuff is cool, but it's not solid enough to really be meta or even close, to be fair. But this is also the set with Toon Dark Magician, which gives Toons one more level 7 to use. That is a key thing there. It also gives us Nirvana High Paladin. No, Greg, it's not that Nirvana. I know you're watching. I just had to throw that in there. But I kind of feel like this would be the perfect time to give us Eternal Soul. And I know what everyone's going to say. Ryu, no, because, it's going to be so hard to get. But it would be a cool card to chase down, and I don't think it'd be that expensive. Here's the thing. It's good in one deck. There's one deck that card can be played in. Dark Magician. There's nothing else that card could be used for except Dark Magician. Meaning, even if it came out as a secret rare, especially with the 2 secret rares per boxes, it wouldn't be expensive. It'd be like $20 most. So, I'd be okay with that. That's not too expensive. That's actually pretty affordable for a trading card game. That really is. And I know what someone's going to say. Ryu, it's only like May 9th or somewhere around there when you release this video, and the set doesn't come out till August 5th. That's about a 4-month gap, 3-month gap. What are you doing? What are you doing that you have to talk about the Dark Illusions now? Well, it's an interesting set, and we'll probably go more in depth, but it's just the Spiral and the, I guess they're called the Warriors of Shambhala. I really don't know what to call it. You know what? Going back to Shambhala, which is Shambahala, Shambhala, something like that. In Uncharted, there was also another thing. And I feel like they're pulling aspects out of those 3 games and just like kind of making them archetype. And from what we know about it, and I just like to brainstorm this because it's something I haven't done on Coffee Time in a very long time. They say gigantic stats. So I'm assuming either really big, bulky defense stuff or really super hyper offensive stuff with high levels. I really just see that happening, and Tradmit's kind of being the glue that pulls them together because they're low levels. I feel like that would work out really well for them. And of course, the never-ending war against Shambhala, the Hidden Sea of Mysteries. Hell, maybe they could work like Kaijus, where you have to give it to your opponent, and then you play the field, and then for some reason they come to your side, and it destroys everything on the other side because they start thinking that that's Shambhala. I don't know. I just thought that would be pretty cool to say. Spiral. The secret organization using super spies and high-tech devices. High-tech devices just kind of scream continuous trap cards that could be like Metamorph, the old-school-ass Metamorph that attaches to your monster and does things. I kind of feel like this is going to be something like a cross between, I want to say, Insectors and Phantom Knight. Really low level with a bunch of equipped cards that make the deck work. But here's the thing. If it does use a lot of equipped cards, it's really going to be tricky to get that deck to work. No pun intended there, because there's a card called that. I feel like Spiral are going to have a 007. If they don't have a 007 kind of monster, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. Extremely. And I'll be honest, I'm not super hyped about the Dark Illusion set because, not because I don't like Dark Magician. That's pretty much the only thing that makes me super excited is the Dark Magician stuff. It's because there's really not too much going on in this set outside of a few things, kind of like Shining Victories. But just going back to the Spirals, I haven't talked too much about what they could do. Like I said, I feel like either level 3 or level 4, and they have to be either Machine or Warrior, or maybe a mix between it both. And high-tech devices control the field. That kind of sounds like trap cards. It kind of sounds like continuous spell cards. Share your thoughts while I basically butcher this to hell and try to figure it out. The Toon Dark Magician. It allows Sacred Seven Sword to be played that much more consistently. God, I can't even talk right. Toon Dark Magician, Red Eye Toon Dragon, and the Buster Toon Blader. Or is it Toon Buster Blader? I think it's Toon Buster Blader. That's 3 of them. You can run, so that's 9, and then obviously it's a lot more consistent because you could play the Toon Table of Contents. Obviously you're going to play that card because it's motherfucking Toons, and that's a thing you could do. Metal Foes. Those are the fusion. I call them the better Ignites. That wasn't a cheap shot. That's just being fucking honest. And they actually do have quite a few cards in the set that make them pretty good of a deck right out the gate. And I think they're going to be the one to watch out for that will become meta eventually. I really think that's going to be the deck. everything we hoped Ignites to be, they are, but with fusions. And I think that pretty much sets the bar to get them out and about, you know, kind of a thing. But again, Konami's going to have to hit Cosmos and Monarchs, and then it's pretty much going to be like, well, you have Phantom Knights, you have Blue Eyes, you would have Metal Foes, you would have whatever Pendulum deck would possibly pop out. Oh, maybe that's what Spiral is, because that would actually fit, because then the Pendulum effect could be like a double effect, like a double agent. You can have the Pendulum spell effect be one thing, and then a monster effect be another. So that way they kind of have a flexibility, like, oh, I'm a double secret agent, and I'm a fucking Pendulum, so I get to use both. Call me nuts. I honestly, though, I'm not really excited for an archetype that's going to be called Spiral. SPYRAL doesn't excite me. I want to know more about the Journey to the Center of the Earth. I kind of feel like their final card in a year is going to be the Core of Earth. Funny joke about this. I know it's a Transformer thing. I would love to see them do like a Unicron for this archetype. Super big, super hard to get out, and he's like the core of Earth. Transform. And basically have it be like, well, after so many turns, he pops out and he's motherfucking Unicron. See, Konami, this is what you should be doing. You should be giving me a Transformers archetype, a Ninja Turtles archetype, and then probably a One Punch Man archetype. Those would be pretty cool. Those would just be pretty cool. Okay, I think that sums up everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. If there's anything I left out, make sure to sound it off in the comments below. What do you think Spirals are going to be like? And what do you think those Shambhala monsters are going to be like? I don't know what the hell to call it. In the press release, they didn't give us anything outside of Shambhala. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this coffee time. I'm trying to like spice it up and change it up and not just go, oh, this is what we're doing this Monday. I want to just change up the pace where it feels fresh every week, because that's kind of like what we used to do. I want to get back to that. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe for more. And I'm just going to finally crash now, because I'm so exhausted after filming 50 videos. See you next one. Peace.